I like that a lot. And I've been a strong proponent of entrepreneurship education in schools generally. I've always held the feeling that when a school educates a student well, you can employ that student. You can get that student employed. But when a school can educate an entrepreneur well, that
Yes.
can employ thousands of students. It really does create a huge ripple effect when we can take one of these entrepreneurially minded students and give them the right tools and resources to be able to bring their ideas to life and improve all of our lives in the process. It sounds like, though, that you sort of fell in love with ESTEAM and entrepreneurship education even before we had the letters for it. Can you talk about the beginnings of that for yourself, and maybe what were some of those early ESTEAM activities that you were doing when you were a teacher?
Maybe like a lot of other teachers out there, the Stanford D School was kind of my early teacher. I had fortunate to have a sister-in-law who worked at the Museum of Design in Atlanta. Shout out Moda. And she sent me an email or told me over a Christmas holiday once, like, you need to check out this thing called the Design Challenge. And that was kind of the eye-opening moment. And two specific data points really shifted my entire outlook on education, STEM, arts, and then eventually entrepreneurship with eSTEAM. And that was seeing a struggling learner, we'll call him Jorge, who was multiple grade years behind in every academic area. And through this simple design challenge, 30 minutes in the classroom, and I still get goosebumps around thinking about it because just dejected, head down all the time. But in this moment, after this experience in this simple design thinking activity, he was in front of the class, leading his group, holding the prototype with this huge smile. And I was just, I don't know what's happening, but we're going to do this again. Like whatever that moment is, seeing how these experiences were created. And in the same way, a little bit later on with some really great professional development, which I hope to talk about later, the adult in the room is a huge part of making this come alive for the change we want to see in students. Had some opportunities to get more maker materials, some hardware, some software licenses. We were doing a larger maker type design thinking project, and my GT kids were having a horrible time. There was no right answer. They were just crashing, burning. And in their reflection videos at the end, they talked about the power that they had. School was easy, but this was the first time they didn't know what to do. They felt sad, but they figured it out. They persevered. And that was another moment where I sat back and I was like, that is, then you used the phrase around entrepreneurial minded. And at VentureLab, it's more than starting a business. It's that way of thinking.